Nordic exposure. I'm Joe Downs for the Aces Insider. Now, the University of Evansville has a long tradition of foreign players coming over to America and doing the purple proud on the playing field in almost every sport. And that tradition continues today on almost every athletic team here on campus. And that includes the University of Evansville men's soccer team, which has 3 players in particular from Scandinavia that are lighting it up on the pitch.
Recruiting is a big part of what we do. We'd like to think that we're great coaches, but we've got to get players here that can help us do the things we need to do.
And what the Aces needed to do 2 years ago was to shore up their goalkeeping. Enter Fredrik Reimer, a club player from Vesterhazing, Denmark.
We started with Fredrik, who's our goalkeeper, played at a club in Denmark called Aalborg, and when I got the job we needed a keeper, and a friend of mine who'd been a college coach passed on some contacts, and I was able to catch up with Freddie's academy director at the time, who's now the first team coach, and really develop a relationship with him and get to know Freddie and see a lot of matches via the internet, and just started building some connections there.
I kind of ended my soccer career at home and then was trying to find another place to play, and then there's a speech about the college soccer and that in general college sports. So I thought that sounded very exciting, so my coach at home had contact in Tennessee, and that contact in Tennessee is a good friend of Coach Ray. So that's how I ended up here, pretty random, but it's been success so far.
However, more building blocks were needed, and thanks to the World Wide Web, head coach Marshall Ray's staff, led by Ian Henry, plucked another Danish jewel in defender Simon Waver from Holte, Denmark.
Ian's done a great job surfing the World Wide Web and watching some video and things like that, but it helped having some connections there already with Simon from Lindby, and we were able to kind of ask some other coaches that I'd met over there about him as a player and do some background checks on him. And I think it's just as anything, when you start making connections, there's more and more doors open up for you, and I think that's what's happened for us.
I made a highlight video of myself playing soccer from some matches back in Denmark, and I put it up, and basically overnight Coach Henry found the video on YouTube and sent me an email, so must have been pretty busy.
With Reimer racking up 5 shutouts as a freshman and Waver dominating the MVC as a rookie, Coach Ray and company continued to mine the area for talent, jumping the Kattegat to Sweden, where they found a mercurial midfielder from Malmo named Philip Johansson.
I always had a dream to play college soccer, and posted a video on YouTube, and Coach Henry get in touch first night, and I was super happy. First college contacting you, and we had a Skype meeting. It was like 1 week, and I just felt this is the place I want to go to.
We found the video and watched a little bit of that and made some connections with people we have over there that knew some of the clubs, and got to know their academy directors, and a lot of conversations via Skype. And just like you're recruiting an American kid, technology's made it just as easy to recruit international kids now. So do your background on them, get their grades, make sure they check out not only for the NCAA but fit what we're looking for here at the University of Evansville from an academic standpoint, and then you just go from there and continue through the recruiting process, and hopefully becomes a fit for the kid academically, athletically, and socially.
And all 3 Scandinavians, Reimer, Waver, and Johansson, have made an impression early in their brief careers.
I think he's mature. He's played at a very good club level over there, and been involved in some games and trained a lot with the first team there at Aalborg, and been playing with men for a long time. So he's got a maturity level. He's very good technically with his feet, a good shot stopper, and he really is a good organizer with our guys. So I think, like I said, Matt's done an unbelievable job, and we're unfortunate, to be honest with you, that he went down with an injury. But it's great to have 2 keepers that you trust, and bringing Freddie back into the fold. I think he's got to get some match fitness back, because he was out with an injury as well. But I think he's starting to get that, and it's starting to get a comfort level with our guys. The speed's something you can see straight away, and I think that's one of the first comments that everyone has about him. And I think he went from an unknown quantity last season to one of the guys that probably our opposing coaches and teams kind of key on, one, be aware of, but also it's one of those things that he's got pace. It's not a mystery to anybody, and as well as I do, those are tough things to teach, and it's important that you have that on the field to try and stretch the other team. We really felt like Philip was a similar type player to Simon, so it was a kid that we wanted to go after and try and put into our squad. And Philip's still trying to learn our system and try and figure out what it is, what the college game's all about. So he's in and out of the lineup a little bit, but there's no question he adds a burst of speed on the field when we bring him in.
And with the speed of both Waver and Johansson paired together, Coach Ray has a potential blazing combination, one that plays well with their shared culture and competitiveness.
I think in the recruiting process, we were hoping that he could be a cover for Simon at right back. Eric can also slide over there at times, but realistically knew that we were going to try and get those guys on the field together at some point as well. So, you know, anytime you have speed, it puts the other team on their heels and creates more space for everybody. So it's a, you know, we thought it might happen. There's still a lot of different combinations we can use, but those two guys on the same side of the field, I think, as you've seen in some of the matches this year, help us and pose problems for the other team.
As we all know, Simon is a great player. If you look at his season last year, all the awards, achievements he got. So, and he's been a good guy to me. He's telling me what to do. Since we're from, like, we live 30 minutes away from each other. So he's learning me a lot on the field.
We had a game, I think 2 weeks ago or so, where I was playing on the right back and Philip was playing right in front of me on the wing, and I wanted him to make a certain run offensively, and I told him that in Danish in order for the other team not to understand it, and I'm pretty sure that he understand what I meant. So,
me and Simon, we're almost the same person. He's a little faster than me now, but I give it a few months.
And that closeness between the two players on the field translates off it.
We do share a lot. I mean, Freddie and I are obviously both from Denmark, but I actually live closer to Philip. We live maybe about an hour and a half away from each other, even though it's 2 different countries. And there's a lot of culture that's similar like in Denmark and Sweden.
As we live in the north, right. So and me and Simon in particular, we're like very close. Like 30 minutes with car. We always have the same. We have the same weather. We have the same things. And I go over to Denmark for shopping sometimes. He goes over to Sweden. So I mean, it's close to everything.
But while Johansson has formed a strong bond already with his Scandinavian brethren, he still has some work to do.
Philip obviously hasn't been here too long. He's only been here a little over a month. So we'll probably have to work on that. But between me and Freddie, yeah, for sure. It's always nice to have someone that is from the same area as you, share some of the same ideas, and then just get a chance to speak your mother tongue. So.
Is it you guys kind of all understand each other? Is it
kinda? It's not. Of course, Simon and I understand each other, but outside, I mean, it's not. If Philip slows down, yes, then I can understand most of it. When he's writing, I would be able to understand that, just because the words are much the same. But when he talks normally to his parents and stuff like that, I don't understand any of it.
Me, Fred, and Simon normally speak English with each other, but when Simon and Frederick speaks Danish, I understand what they're saying. And when there's a word in English that none of us know, we're like, is that the same word in Swedish, Danish? Like, yeah, it is. Well, I've always said that Danish people understand me, but I don't understand Danes. And I guess I'm wrong, because they understand me probably more than I understand them.
All three players have distinct personalities and skill sets to define them and have lent us to giving them some interesting nicknames. Johansson is known as the Speedy Swede, Waver as X-Button for his ability to turn on the jets at the flick of a switch like in a video game, and Reimer known as Freddie Fashion for his daring style.
Speedy Swede is a good one.
You like the Speedy Swede?
Speedy Swede.
At first I actually didn't know, so I'm not sure that it's obvious enough, because I mean some people might play Xbox, some people play PlayStation, and it's not the same button you press to sprint, so you might have to work on it.
How about your nickname, Freddie Fashion? You like it? You like it? Do you think it's accurate?
I'll take it. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not like something I really care about that much. I mean, I know a lot of people give me compliments about what I'm wearing and all that stuff, but it's not like I feel like it's not a competition. It's not like I'm trying to stand out. It's just like what I like to wear, and I really don't care what other people say about it, because I've also...
And just like their nicknames, the diversity the Scandinavian trio brings to UE both on and off the pitch certainly adds to the Aces melting pot.
That's the beauty of the University of Evansville. There's an international component to everything that we do, and it's great to have that mixed within our group, because I think it adds a level of professionalism to our group, but also, you know, the humor's different over there and it's different everywhere. So I think that mix allows us all to see that we're different but also similar in a lot of the ways.
And with Reimer, Waver, and Johansson all with several years of eligibility left, you better believe the Scandinavian trio will continue to do Evansville proud for years to come. For the Aces Insider, I'm Joe Downs. And remember, you can keep up with all things Evansville athletics on GoPurpleAces.com, as well as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and our YouTube channel.